Hello, it's me again, and oh my god, my audio is trash. Hello? What is going on? Am I too far away from my mic? Because that is what it looks like. Anyways, we're going to do a craft stream. I'm going to color. It is not a true craft, it is just coloring with markers. So, I think I finally have my stuff set up. I'm going to go ahead and switch scenes. This feels so loud. Okay. We've got my coloring stuff. Oh my god, we need a lint roll. Immediately. Crumbs, who are we? No, I did not wipe anything down. Yes. My mat is dirty. I don't really know how this is gonna go. We have to get through more of this so that Clowntown and I can react to stuff tomorrow. So, Kevin just yelled at us for the kazoo, and when I tell you I'm gonna play the intro and then we're gonna look at the kazoo sounds because it's incredible. I cannot hear anything. Howdy. Oh yeah, go watch them. Go watch Clowntown and Tish. I'm just trying to get through stuff, so please go watch Clowntown and Tish. No one has to be here. I'm just having to get through stuff so Clowntown and I can react to something tomorrow. Okay. We've got my coloring. We've got Kevin. And he just yelled at us for the kazoo, so we're going to re-listen to that. And look. I cannot tell you how many times I'm going to play that. And
yeah, I like the kazoo. Me too.
I went crazy. I mean, I went wild. Okay, chat, I got to move you a little bit. I'm going to make you smaller, so right above me. Does that work? I know it's kind of tight. I know it is. It is an Optavia marathon. You know, I hope y'all aren't sick of me yet because I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, I locked him already. All right. I hope. Okay. The kazoo makes me so happy. Look at what Kevin did. Look at what Kevin freaking did. Play.
I didn't ask for this at all. I speak for companies that never talk about this because I'm there to serve them.
Oh my God, Danielle, sorry.
But your leaders have such a generous heart to make a difference. They said, we want you to come and speak, and I've done my best for you. But they said, well, then we want to help you. We want to be a part of your team. So now you'll be with me. So thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. We're going to cycle up. We're cycling up. We're going up.
We're cycling. That's right.
We're cycling up.
Pia, we're cycling up,
Yeah.
honey.
That's right. 10-minute break, everybody. We'll see you back just a second.
Real quick, one quick announcement.
A picture.
Not trying to single anybody out. The kazoo has to stop, please. Thank you.
Kevin. I will never stop. I will never stop the kazoo. Beth, hello. Oh, I need to put this up here. Yes, we have to get through this so Clown Town and I can react to something. Hopefully that works. Did you have a good day today? What did you miss? I downloaded 6 different kazoos to my board. This is what I'm going to use to introduce Kevin. That's what I'm going to use to introduce the other Optivians.
Kazoo!
I cannot be stopped now.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Who are you? Yes. The kazoo needs to stop, please. I'm going to rip this audio and put it on my board. The kazoo needs to stop, please. It will never stop. And yes, my coloring needs to be blended. Oh my God, music. Okay. Kevin's no more fun. Okay. Why is it so low? Okay, sorry. Here's why. No, it's all the way up. Oh my God. Oh my God, dog. Oh,
What's
hello.
up, y'all? So it looks like I need some help. I need everyone to take their seat. Or, this is where I'm starting to get spicy. Halfway through Level Up, everyone's like, oh, if you don't know me, you're like, what got into Doug? I love you, but I want to help you. So I'm going to ask you to take your seat or just exit the building if you're not, and that's totally fine with me. Awesome. Let's quickly take our seats, please.
Take a seat or leave the building? Take a seat or leave the building. Really? Can I just say, I don't want to be on this team? And everyone's like, we don't want you on our team, DeeCee. I'm sure none of the Optavia people are like, DeeCee, we want to recruit you. I mean, they might because I'm not their body size that they think is healthy. But I'm sure I'm making my sister, who's an illustrator, just cringe that I am coloring so poorly with these markers. I was looking at markers today, and I was like, oh my gosh, these markers are so nice. They were the most expensive markers in the store, so I was like, there's no way I'm going to get those. I'm so happy this is what I get for bedtime entertainment. Rosie, I'm so glad for you. Oh my God, I cannot. Let me change this so that it can come down. Effect, no. Fly from the top so that it just comes on top of the screen. Hey everyone, I can't stay, but just coming to say hello. Howdy, Shadow. Best study stream ever. Cena, hello. Y'all, if you want a good stream, Clown Town is streaming right now. We're just trying to get through this so Clown Town and I can actually do the kids stream tomorrow. So, here we go.
Maybe we could get security outside. Let everyone know if they want to come in, come in. If they want to stay out, stay out. Let's close the doors and let's get this party started. How many of you just got Maxwelled?
Not me. Oh. Does Maxwell mean we cry? If so, then yes. I got Maxwell this morning. If y'all could see my desk set up right now, I'm sure that I would make all of you neat people very nervous. I have my Elgato webcam basically on a pole all the way across the desk. I could not find one good coloring book, so I have these letters I'm doing. The boring as hell.
Spirits high? Wow. Wow. Talk to me. What'd you learn?
Doug.
What'd you learn?
Don't give up.
Did he just do that? He asked her what she learned, and then he didn't let her finish. And he just went to the next person. I do not recommend these markers.
What'd you learn?
Compassion.
Passion.
No way.
I love it. Who wants to share? What'd you learn?
If you want to impact people, share your failures.
Share your what?
Failures.
Success and failures go together, don't they? Awesome.
What an asshole. I'm sorry. If you like Doug, that's fine. Sorry, this is probably too much Optavia in one day. And in general, my Optavia videos do not perform well. I take it with the grain of salt. Well, I take it with a grain of salt, 1. And 2, I think Optavia needs to be exposed, whether they get good traction or not. I'm glad that bigger accounts like Aaron and Chelsea and Hannah get good traction with theirs. I'm still trying to figure out how to do my videos better so that people want to watch them. But it's a tough listen because of how Doug treats people on this team specifically. Sorry, and then the religious manipulation, the eating stuff, just wild. I can't believe he did that. I don't even know the person he did that to. Not too much, no. Yes. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'm just going to play that every time Doug does something. How long have we been streaming it? 13 minutes yet? Oh, yeah, shitty.
What'd you learn? Get over yourself. Who needs to get over themselves? I do. Thank you for saying that. I love it. If you want to do what I do, you got to do what I did. What'd you learn? No one else has benefited from my good intentions. Woo! It's getting hot in here, isn't it?
No one's ever drifted to their desired location.
Whew. That was like his closing zinger, wasn't it? It was like, oh man, thank you, John. Thank you, John. I think he is probably already halfway to Dallas by now. He's on point, man. You heard who he's meeting with, and anyone feel like you just kind of like had a chat with either your father or your grandpa, or maybe the grandpa you never had? Just like, thank you.
No thanks.
So good. Well, y'all are in for a treat of an afternoon. We gave it away. It's in the book. So we kind of gave it a little bit away. So you know what's coming.
Because you have a freaking agenda? You didn't give anything away if you printed it. And if you printed it, why'd you do that if you said you were going to make it a secret? I am not being very fair. I apparently don't care. Oh my God, I messed up.
But you don't know why it's coming.
Hello,
when we were designing
Natalie.
this conference, come in, please quickly take your seats, everybody. Here we go, here we go.
Hey y'all, first time here and just lurk and listen and working on the on the completion of an upcoming book. That's awesome. My craft is writing my final paper, then knitting, now bed. Rosie, I hope you have an incredible night's sleep. Natalie, welcome. I am so grateful you're covering Optavia. It is tough. I understand why some people don't cover it, and I am happy that I started covering it for sure.
When I was designing this conference with the team, we were thinking about, how things played out last night, this morning, realignment to our own mission, before we realign to the mission. How can you lead others until you lead yourself? With John, but I'm thinking we're living in a world where we are constantly disrupting norms and disrupting patterns. And I began thinking, I'm like, sure, we do a lot of social media, and I was honoring Lisa last night for never, ever posting on Facebook. She's done all of her client acquisition and coach development, built this massive organization by connecting one-on-one and eyeball to eyeball. But I said, we are going into such a season to where it's so important to learn how to brand yourself. And many of you may or may not know the story, but I'm going to tee this up because the next hour and 10 minutes are going to go fast. But we're going to talk about disrupting your brand and how to authentically brand and connect to the world. He's really going to take what John just talked about, connection and communication, and actually putting into some how-tos when it comes to social media and your brand. So before we roll the video, some of you have heard the story, some of you hadn't. 3 years ago, I was in Sundance, Utah. Found a message pop up on my Facebook. I looked at it, and I realized I have missed about 9 messages from this guy. And it was really bizarre. It was like this guy's been thanking me and saying hello, and he'd love to connect or just respects me, but left his phone number multiple times. And somehow, when it ends up in the other box, this one randomly popped up all these messages. And he's like, hey, I happen to be in Utah as well. I would give anything to come over and just shake your hand and say thank you for your book. And I was just like, seems weird, but legit. Weird. You know why it was weird? Because the person didn't look weird, but he kept messaging me. He kept bumping me. And he kept pursuing me. And I looked at his Facebook. I'm like, all right. He looks like he's got kids. He's got a family. I liked his bio. It looks like he's connecting. Looks like he knows a lot of people. I'm like, I'm around tonight if you want to. This guy knocks on my cabin 3 hours later that night. Name was Ryan Thogmartin. And this person runs. He went in and completely, yes, his company disrupts the branding space for all social media, but he came in and absolutely disrupted my life with his friendship, with his authenticity, and some of you even complimented my jeans last night. You're like, ooh, Doug, those are a little, we can almost see too much of you. Ryan taught me that. He said it's okay to have some huggers, huh, Jeffrey? Ain't nothing wrong with everything fitting in all the right places.
Oh my God.
Just be confident, be authentically you.
Sir, thank y'all for being here. I know I'm coloring and it's not like, my colors are not showing up correctly. Let me make sure I have enough light. Hold on. I need to pull this in the other screen. Sorry. Please hold. All right. That's a little better. I'm using a different color, that's why. Automatic. I have anti-flicker on. You can look, it looks like you can tell the color now. That's a better at least. I'm doing a puzzle while listening tonight. Yes. Wait. Let me listen to this. I know you probably listened to this, but look. Wait, hold on. It didn't start over. Dang it. It's okay. Oh, look, I had this intro. That's my final countdown with 𝐔𝐄. And we've also got just I'm living my best life. Why did I just shrink Danielle's? God dang it. Technical difficulties are Rutro, hello. Okay. Oh no, how did this happen? DeeCee happened, that's what. Lock. Okay, continue.
I don't want to take any more time, but I want you to sit in your seats, get your phones ready. This next hour with my 3 friends. You guys, this stage is not for sale. Nobody pays to get on this stage. You know I will only put people in front of you that I trust, that I have a relationship with, and that is going to add value and also understands us in our community. You're in for a treat. Let's get the brand.
He's waiting for applause and no one clapped because he's an asshole.
I think where I'd be today if my father dressed like that. Shame on you, Dingleberry. Society has programmed us to believe that we need to look like everyone else, think like everyone else, and live like everyone else. But you weren't made to be everyone else. You were made to be authentically you. It's time to break the status quo. It's time to break free of our conformity. It's time to live uncommon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Thugmartin.
Oh God, I messed up again. Oh God. Okay, we're just going. Oh, the music.
Like 15 years of my life, so buckle up. I'm gonna read you something, this unscripted, but this is how God works. I started writing this 4.5 years ago. Every single day, John said every single day, every day. I would write this and I would read this, so I just wanna read it to you. I'm recognized as an expert speaker alongside some of the best in the world. I speak on stages to thousands and tens of thousands of people to empower them to live their brand and be the greatness God called them to be. At that point, I had only spoken to a room of about 500 funeral directors at the most. Yes, funeral industry. I'm not a funeral director. Don't get creeped out. I'm not a funeral director. We're not going to talk about death. We're going to talk about authenticity. But what I want to say is there's some of you that have been going, you know what, Ryan, I've been writing down IPD for 4.5 years. I've been writing down executive director for 3 months. I'm not there yet. Keep going. Keep going, keep writing it down, keep believing, because what God put in you and God called you to do, it's already completed. You just gotta walk it out and you gotta do it. Okay, that was off the cuff. Let's get down to business. Did you know that John Maxwell and I have the same designer? Seriously, because we all have the same designer. We do. But you know what makes us authentic? Like, we have different stylists. The stylist knows me. The stylist knows John. If John shows up looking like me, you're like, what the heck? If I show up looking like John, you don't really know me, so you may think that's normal, but it's not. This is authentic.
Oh my God, your chains are making your audio sound crappy. I'm just coloring because the stress of Optavia is too much for me. I know it's... This is being such a turd bucket. He's like the Wish version of Andrew Tate. No, and there's literally nothing wrong with funeral directors. I'm crafting too. Making stickers for my small bit. What? Kate? Do you have a link? Do you have an Etsy? Let me know. I love supporting my followers. My subscribers, sorry. Also, I might want to talk to you about some stickers. But we need to know he's wearing bling. Holy shit. That rubbed me the wrong way too. A funeral director is a super respectable job. Nothing creepy about it. They always assume people are Christian. I'm guessing that as a pagan, I'm therefore immune to their bullshit. Who is this tool bag? I have to... Oh, wait. It says on the bottom. Hold on. It's Ryan 𝐷𝐿 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐒𝐿. We'll look him up later. His name is Ryan 𝐷𝐿 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐿.
On time. All right. So I want to take you back. So I get asked all the time, is like, you know, you're a marketer. Is the whole get up, the dress, like the way you look, is it a marketing ploy? Is this a gimmick? No, this is not a gimmick. It's just authentically who I am. It's the only thing that I know how to be. I started my first company in death care in 2007, and it was a blog. And I was writing about, my background's marketing and advertising. I got duped into death care. We don't have time to go into that, but you fall in love with a woman, you'll just do.
What do you mean death care? Like hospice? And why are we being like this about women? When you fall in love with a woman, you'll do just about anything. Like we're some insidious person that's going to manipulate people? Give me a break.
Do about anything. And so I was writing this blog, and after about a year, I had 5,000 subscribers to this blog, but nobody had ever seen me. But I had a big following of people that agreed with the things that I was writing about death care, how it could be disrupted, all these different things. And I had an idea one Saturday afternoon. I'm going to try this ramp. I hope I don't fall. Oh, shoot. Tony, get your dog. All right, let's try the other side. Okay. The Dan's over here. All right, so I'm in my basement, flip on a webcam. I have this idea. I record this video. I'm in a backwards hat, a T-shirt. My basement's a wreck. I used a green screen to cover up the kids' toys. It was janky. But this was like pre-Facebook, allowing me to upload video on a profile. So I post this video on this website, 5,000 subscribers. I got annihilated. It was the first time that anybody in death care had seen me. I mean, hundreds of comments of like, you're so undignified, you're so unprofessional, I can't believe we ever listened to anything that you had to say. If you showed up at my funeral home and tried to sell me something, I'd kick you out. Like, hundreds of comments. And I remember telling my wife, I'm like, guess what? We found how we're gonna be. I'm just showing up as me from now on. Because here's the thing, when you create emotion and people get upset or people get angry, they get uncomfortable, they start listening more. They may not be clicking like, they may not comment, they may not share, but they're watching. And when you can create emotion, you can create momentum. When you create momentum, you create trust. When you create trust, now you get their wallet. You get connection. You build relationships.
Oh, what? 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 When you create emotion, you create momentum. When you create momentum, you create connection. When you create connection, you can get their wallet. He's not a funeral director. He wrote blogs and he developed an email list for death care, I guess. Clink, clink, clink. That's all I hear. Yep. Can I just say this for someone who's so in tune with marketing, do you not have any like range or self-awareness about the microphone you're wearing that's going to clink against your garb and how that creates speed bumps for people to listen to you what you want to say? Hey, Aaron. He's telling people that He's about to say, like, he started out with his branding that he knew what he was doing, but people didn't like how he looked, and so he decided to double down, like, how he looked was meaningful, and he wanted to do something based on... Sorry, my ears hurt so bad. Based on who he wanted to be authentic. I'm having a lot of texture issues tonight. I'm sorry, guys. And so he is going to tell everyone in Optavia how to do it. And the first thing is create emotion, even if it's rage, which is similar to what Jesse Lee Ward does. Because it's going to create some kind of momentum for you. Even if it's shitty momentum. Sure, saying wild things on the internet does give you attention, but there's a more nuanced way to do this. Is the nuanced way better? I don't know. Effing around with people's emotions isn't my favorite thing to do. It's just personal preference. We're just going to have to listen to him more. He's not a good speaker, in my opinion.
Relationship with trust. John just spent 2 hours talking about how to build relationship and build connection and go after the things that you want. Your community needs you to show up as you, authentically who you are, who you were created to be. On purpose, for a purpose. You're the head, not the tail, the lender, not the borrower. Blessed coming in, blessed going out. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe the Bible's true? Yes, overwhelmingly yes. Cool. Guess what? If the Bible's true, you don't get to pick which pieces. It's all true. Blessed coming in, blessed going out. You got to be who you were authentically created to be. You feel me? Okay, good. We're there. Where was I going? All right, so I got annihilated. At the time, I was doing sales for my father-in-law's business, trying to build my own thing, doing sales for his business. When I worked for him, I had to wear the suit and tie, the cufflinks, all the things. When I did my brand, I was me. And I had an amicable decision or conversation with him. I said, hey, when I do me, can I do me and dress my way? And when I work for you, I'll do your thing. And I was so lucky that I had a gracious father-in-law that wanted me to pursue my dreams and my passions. And he said, yep, you do you. That's awesome. So I kept writing this blog, kept being me. I got asked to speak on my first stage in 2010. Now, I got in my head a little bit, and I'm like, man, I'm going to be in this room full of about 400 funeral directors. This is my first public speaking opportunity in death care on a bigger stage at a bigger conference, and I wore a suit, and it sucked. It was terrible. It was the most uncomfortable 2 hours of my life. Everybody was asleep. When I tell you everybody was asleep, there was a dude straight snoring, head down, snoring. It was terrible. I've never been so uncomfortable on a stage in my life, and I got off the stage and I said, that's it, that's the last time. Now, being authentic has cost me boardrooms. We do publicly traded content for publicly traded companies. I'll walk in a boardroom like this. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I've lost speaking opportunities because I won't wear a suit.
Oh, this is Gary Vee's story.
I had a guy come up to me after a presentation. He said, hey, man, I love everything that you say. I agree with everything you say, but my funeral home will never use you. I'm like, why? He goes, I can't stand the way you look. I'm like, all right, cool. So, authenticity. But I rather lose money being me than make money being something that I'm not. Okay?
Oh, sorry,
so
it's keying out.
Be who you were created to be. I'm just going to bang through 5 ways that I feel like living an authentic life. Through your brand.
There we go.
Because here's the thing that we need to establish. All of you in your business, you are the brand. Nick said it earlier. Your community doesn't need Optavia. Your community needs you. That's what they're getting. That's what they're coming in relationship with.
I'm glad you're here, Aaron.
You just have the tool. And how cool is this? You got everybody's searching for truth, right? Can we agree in our country we need a little bit of truth? So you've got 2 things in your back pocket that are insanely true right now. You got Jesus, and you got Optavia is pretty true, right?
Oh my God.
Did we not establish last night that if you do 5 and 1, you do it right, factually, it'll work. You got truth. That's easy. All right, disruptive authenticity. Authentic living requires pushing the grain, doing the hard work, and holding on to what you were meant to be, even when succumbing to mediocre standards would be much easier.
Succumbing?
It's easy to just blend in, right? It's easy to go with the grain, not rock the apple cart, tip the apple cart, whatever the thing is. It's easy. But when you're called for a higher purpose, you're called to deliver a message, you're called to save lives, it's going to upset people. It's going to tip the apple cart a little bit. You got to be able to go be you, be uncommon, and you got to be able to be authentic to who you were created to be. You can't create content like Doug Wood, Summer Morenz. You can't create content like me or Buck or Brody, who are going to speak in a little bit. You can't create content like them because you're not them. You can only create content the way that you were created to create content that's authentic to you.
Oh my God, this is such... This is twisty because some people don't know how to make content. He's just going to say, oh, be authentic. Oh my God, just be authentic to you. Some people need to know how to write captions so that people actually want to read them. I'm awful at captions. I still am bad at captions. And you know what? If I could get better, it might make people want to read them. But I do understand they don't need to be longer than my life expectancy. Okay? He's not teaching anything here. Sorry, I'm like shivering because I'm having some texture issues. I'm going to take one of my earphones out. 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐒𝐃 is not a higher purpose or saving lives. Yes, good point. LMAO, I'm doing my bookkeeping right now and listening to this guy is even worse than accounting. Danielle. Authentic this, authentic that. He's a tall glass of an unauthentic twisty. Yes. Indeed. I need to put... There we go.
Understand that. All right. Number one thing you need to know who you are. Awareness. You need to know who you were created to be. What's your identity? My identity comes from Christ. Your identity maybe comes from something different. But what is it that makes you who you are? There's times when right now, the content that you're creating and posting in relationship to who you were authentically created to be as far as the East is from the West, and you're wondering why people aren't responding. You gotta create content that's authentic to who you are at your core, which means that if you know who you are, you need to know who you are not.
Yeah, figure out your niche. It's different though, buddy.
I had a conversation with my team one time. My team said, look, if you come out on stage and you do this, like it's gonna just create a lot of energy, it's gonna create a lot of emotion, it's gonna be good, you'll get people's attention, you should do this. And we went back and forth on it, and it was something that was completely outside of my comfort zone, and completely unauthentic to me. I'm like, no way, I'm not doing it. But then they had another idea. They're like, let's throw up this slide. And I'm like, I could squeeze that one by. Here's what the slide was. I'm not gonna show it to you, but picture this.
Here's what the slide was. I'm not going to show it to you because I wasn't prepared for this talk, but let me tell you about it verbally, even though a lot of people are not verbal learners. You know how unprofessional that is? Well, and it's just my opinion. It's super unprofessional. It's just sloppy. And sloppy in a bad way. The more you have to ask your audience to do when you're public speaking or in you're giving a presentation, the worse of a position you're going to be in. You want them to have as little speed bumps as possible from being able to listen to what you're saying and maybe act on what you're saying because you're giving them meaningful tools to use. That is why, and again, people may disagree with me, that's why sometimes the clothing issue is a speed bump for people. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna make my own statement and stuff. That's fine. The problem is if you're trying to tell something to people who cannot get past what you're wearing, that could be an issue in the future, even if his stuff is meaningful for death care. And here we are talking about 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐒 branding. Now, is that something that that's great to hear? Oh my gosh, people have speed bumps about, I'll give you an example on YouTube. If I have too many audio mess ups, you can see the drop off in viewers. If I'm too emotional, my viewers drop. Fine. It's just something that happens. I know that about myself. I do some things to self-regulate. Sometimes I cannot. I feel very deeply about some things. I know the impact it has on my audience. Some people are supportive, which is fine, and some people don't want to watch, and that's fine too. You just know like the measurables for yourself, and then you can decide. Now I have a question for this dude, Ryan Thogmartin. If death care is your space, and you have a chance to reach 6,000% more people by maybe wearing a dress jacket to your talks, why would you not do that? If the whole point is to equip people and teach them and help them get better at being a funeral director, why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't know. Just a question I got.
It was a scene from a movie, had two teenagers laying under a blanket, and the slide said, social media is like teen sex. Everybody wants to do it, nobody knows how, and when you're done, everybody's left unsatisfied. All right, cool. You laughed. Try that at 8:30 in the morning with 300 funeral directors. Nobody laughs. It didn't work. It was somewhat authentic to me because I like to get some laughter, but it really wasn't. But you got to know who you're not, right? You're not anybody else in this room. What worked to build their business.
Sorry, I'm blowing out my light source here.
But you can't use their content because it's not you. You got to create your own. You got to be authentic to you. Authenticity isn't just what people can see. Like, I can dress authentic all I want, but if the way that I dress doesn't map the way that I live, and the way that I live doesn't match the words that I say and the content that I post, it doesn't really mean anything. You gotta be authentic to who you are, know who you're not. Number 3, what do you stand for? This is easy. You're a brand. This is your mission statement. This is your core values. These are the things like 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐒𝐃 talked about last night. What do you stand for? John talked about it today. What are your core principles? What is it that makes you different? What is it that makes you unique? What makes you authentic to who you are? It's you. When you know who you are, now you know your brand. Now you know your values. You know what you stand for. This is a fun one. Blinders. It's going to take blinders because, again, when you're called for a purpose and you're on a mission and you're going up and you've got dreams and you're failing.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up.
When you're winning, people are going to throw bigger rocks. When you're telling them the truth and you're making them uncomfortable, they're going to throw arrows that are flaming. Like, people are watching.
Danielle, I would love for you to look at this guy's content and tell me and like do a video on it because I need to sharpen this up. I'm sorry I can't focus. This is why I don't like have fun looking at like printed books because I can't stop this stuff. Okay, let me increase the sharpness. Does that help? Yes.
To say things. You got to have tunnel vision. You got to be able to put your blinders on and go, nope. God already wrote the story. It's already completed because God doesn't finish anything. It doesn't start anything he didn't already finish. So when you're called, you got to put your blinders on. You got to get going. So blinders. Let me give you some things, and then we will relate this back to you. Disrupt media just comes across wrong. Too much bling. I think you appeal to a small majority of misguided funeral directors. Please sit on your hands and put them in your pockets. Your wild guest, I don't even know what that word is. And waving of your limbs is incredibly distracting. My favorite one, and this guy has kids. Sad. So people are going to come out of the woodwork. You're posting too many pictures of your body. All you talk about is money and how you can be financially free and abundant. You should really stop. Hey, Mary, hop in the DMs. You know, been seeing the way you're living. I don't know. Right? Family members. Oh. That gets tough, right? Blinders. You got to put on blinders. All right, last one. Here we go. You got to stay focused, set boundaries, boulder, backpack. Boulder, backpack.
Is this a social media training? Are you serious? How about we don't stalk the people who look at our stories and say, thanks for watching stories. Hope you're getting a lot of value. Have you ever thought about losing weight with Optavia? How about let's stop that? How about we stop saying everybody with a comorbidity or who is bigger than I want them to be, that's my target audience. Why don't we stop doing that? Why don't we teach people how to talk with an audience in their stories? I don't do it great. I'm currently sometimes don't give a flippity flop. I guess I could do it for a month and show people what I do know. I just don't. I'll tell you this. If you're trying to get your stories to be seen more, you can do them in groupings of 3, because every time you post, you get pushed to the front of the line on Instagram. So if you had some things you wanted to talk about, keep it to 3 slides or less. If it has to be longer than 3 slides, do a live. Okay? Do 3 slides, wait 3 hours, do another 3 slides, wait 3 hours, do another 3 slides. Because you are going to start getting to the front of the line who follow you. Don't start your stories with or so or a filler word, because that gets annoying when every single one of your 20 stories you have up is, so I just wanted to pop on and so. Just don't. You can practice with Marco Polo. You can practice with recording it, watching it, and if it sucks, do it again. How would you know it sucks? I don't know, if you're not self-aware enough to know. Who does a good job? Okay, if you think your content's boring, adding movement can help. So talking while walking can help, because the audience is watching and they're not just seeing you sit there. I did some stories earlier when I was sitting on a recliner because I couldn't really move that well. So I can't really do that. So what's another option? Start with the camera facing the ground. Pull it up when you're talking. That creates some movement. Same thing. You wouldn't want to do it for every single one, but to start it, they're going to say, oh my gosh, what are we looking at? It's the same thing as panning in movies or TV shows. It's interest. It shows a new thing that we're talking about. You can pair your commentary, which may be boring or subpar at first, and pair it with pop culture. You can pair it with movement. You can pair it with, I don't know, something that you connect with, like a personal story when you're a kid. And yes, talk to one person. The most important thing. But, I'm going to alienate everyone watching. No, pretend you're sitting at coffee with your best friend and talk to him like you're talking, like we're talking right now. And also, can I just say this? There's some very, yes. Listen, Danielle is a great person to follow on this. Can I say this? What do you do when you're sitting with a close friend at a coffee and you have a funny reel that you've been saving to show them? What do? Oh my gosh, Danielle, I have a funny reel to show you. You take out your phone and you hand it to them and the reel is right there. I would say you don't cover it up. Now you could do some interesting things by having the audio and covering it with full, like highlighting it and making it fully blank so that they can hear it. And you can lead in with some interesting, like a grabbing caption. And then the next one, it's just your reel that you get to share freely, because it's not a fucking game on social media. It's not a game. What has this guy talked about? Consistency in the Bible. Why don't you teach them actual skills that they can use on social media? I'm gonna lose my mind. Yes, I say, oh my God, look at this. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if I'm cussing. I know I've got some non-cursors on the chat. I'm sorry. I love that this turned into a marketing lesson. It's just like, it's not a game. Connecting with people isn't a game. And a lot of people in Optavia treat it as a game or a trick or a manipulative journey that everyone's going to take together. And it's like, no, we're not doing that. We have to go back to watching him. Maybe he is good at what he does. He's just not good at speaking. I don't know.
Put your blinders on and go. And then you got to be consistent. Consistency over the course of time. John said it earlier. I love being able to quote John Maxwell. Yeah, how awesome was that? All right, consistency compounds. So there's some of you out there, the numbers aren't where you want. Keep posting. Nobody's talking about you. Keep posting. The lights aren't you yet. Keep posting. You want to be on the stage. Keep posting. Keep going. Consistency. The first 3 months, nobody cares. The first 12 months, maybe nobody cares. It doesn't matter. Consistency. Keep going.
No, measure. Use your measurables. It does
less
matter.
Than 1% of the funeral.
You know what? You know what I started with on YouTube? 0 followers. And I did my intro. 0 followers. How many views? 6. Or maybe 4. Something very low. Sure, consistency, but also you have to look at what you're posting and see if it's gaining traction. How can you gain traction? Let's talk specifically on YouTube. Is it easy for someone to make a decision if they somehow stumbled upon your video that they can subscribe? Well, for me, saying, please subscribe is annoying as hell to me. If someone's going to subscribe, they're going to do it. They can make the decision for themselves. Sometimes it's good at the end to remind them. I don't do it the best, but I don't want to do things that I find annoying. Someone who does this really well is Danielle. She doesn't beat you over the head with the please subscribe or please like or please comment. And again, it's like, oh, how do I do that where maybe it gets people over the speed bump of hearing like, subscribe, comment? Well, I like the stream goat because it's so cute. Who doesn't love a cute animal? And we have fun calling it licking the stream. And then Amber let us use this.
Lick the stream.
Lick the stream. It just kind of developed. But you don't have to do that. It's just, God, people know when they want to come back and listen to somebody. I like crafting channels. If I see a tutorial that I really like, sure, I'm going to save it. But if I really like the way the person's communicating and their video style and it's easy to learn, I'm going to subscribe without them having to tell me. People can figure that shit out themselves. Yeah, like, watch your numbers. And maybe talk to people if you really are learning and you don't have maybe a natural, like, hey, I know this isn't right, but I don't know what the right decision is. You can learn from people like Danielle. You can watch YouTube. You can ask me, but I'm not an expert either. There's stuff that I watch my stuff back because I'm still learning and I'm like, okay, I didn't like that. I did like that. If there's a cringe moment, if it's cringy for me, that means someone's probably going to hop out. And I see that reflected in my back-end analytics on YouTube. People hop out, which is okay. It's just something you can know. I just looked this guy up on Instagram. He has less than 2,000 followers and is verified. Oh, and surprised he's an Optavia coach. Get out of here. I make book videos about my books. Somehow, so far got 62 subs from that. And YouTube isn't my main social media. That's amazing. And a recent video that Danielle just did, and I'm going to throw Danielle's link in the chat. She talked about how much she made. and how she got monetized on YouTube. And I'll tell you something. She goes through and talks about how she got followers. She got them through Reels. She calculated the number of new followers she was getting from videos and figured, I need to make that many videos to be able to get to my subscriber count. I am getting this many watch hours on average with this much content, so I need to make this much content if that rate doesn't increase. It's incredible. Go watch it. Here is Danielle's channel. You can click on it and go sub. She does a lot of really easy to understand breakdowns of stuff. Sorry, we'll keep playing. I know.
Funeral homes in the United States. You think if we were any good at all, we would probably work with more than 1% of the funeral homes in the United States after 12 years of doing this. Consistency. Keep going. Last point. If you treat your transformation story like Fight Club, what happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club, you are doing yourself a disservice to the authenticity of who you are.
Look, I get it. I'm a business owner. You're a business owner. We are just inundated. Everybody's telling us.
And if you're paying, or if you're saying, hey, can you go speak for me, and that's what you get. Look, I am not the best person to work with on like production of stuff, because unfortunately, I will tell you I don't like it. I was the worst person in my class, because here's what I would say. Look, I get that this is a school assignment, but what if we were really in a job right now and this was actually for a client? Would you really be okay with giving this to the client? Oh, DeeCee, you can't. You're being so mean. Would you actually get this printed? I wouldn't have gotten my stuff printed either. I wanted to get as much good feedback from my peers as possible so I could get better. And we were in a critique group, and that's how we did all of our projects. We would go through the comps. We would do the initial design. We would talk about it. We would get the ideas. We'd write them down. We'd produce it. We would have the digital file and the produced file. Then we would present it. And it's like, would you actually give that to a client? Because it's not just school for me. I know it's school for a lot of y'all, and it is a privilege to be in school, but we would be doing the same thing for a client. And you were saying this is our best. I want to be able to get a job when I graduate, and I did. I got a job before I graduated. Dude, my art school was brutal. I would have appreciated your critique. And I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying if we can all come and be honest with one another, and if it's a space to be honest in, because I know that some people are not looking for advice on stuff. I don't give my advice on everything. I know my stuff isn't perfect. It's a combination of when I was working full time, I was just trying to do this in my spare time. And I tried to update my thumbnails as I go. My thumbnails aren't the best. My stuff on Instagram's not the best. Somebody who has great branding, Danielle. Me, I have to do professional corporate stuff, or I used to before I took medical leave, and I like bright colors. I can't help it. I wish I was like fancy color palette. I'm not. I'm just not. I don't know why, but your picture is giving me Cheshire Cat smile. Yeah, it's just it's the stripes, I think. I'm going to press play.
That's what we got to do. Make more content, grab automation, build the technology, hire people, fire people, do this, do that. I'm going to make it simple for you. Watch this. For over 25 years, I've been in marketing with brands like Nike, Google, Starbucks, and now I'm going to help you.
Buck is a marketer's marketer.
Buck gave our entire team a shot in the arm they needed.
And he knows everything, right? From agency to small business to big business to massive enterprise. With that, I want to welcome Buck to talking through buy, sell, or die, data-driven automation. Let's go, Buck!
We're creating content here at the Sirhan Mastermind. Backstage right now at this beautiful theater, about to go break the mold. If you're looking for someone to come to your town and give an inspirational, motivational talk, kick your team into gear, it's me. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, I'm coming to see you. There's never been a better time. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Please welcome Buck Wise to the stage.
Give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing.
Right now to be sick of me.
Oh my God.
So here's a question. Who's ready to cycle up? Are we ready to cycle up our content right now? Okay, I have a few more questions. I want you to be honest with me.
I like your
How many
shoes.
of you want
Good haircut.
to test the room, see what kind of room we're in? How many of you want to build a bigger pipeline?
Hard to see.
Okay. How many of you want to be able to give more? In order to do that, what do we got to do? Make more money. How many of you want to do that?
Good point, Mia.
Okay. So in order for us to do that,
Thank you, Kirsten. That's very kind of
need
you.
more relationships. That's where it's all done, in those relationships. You heard Ryan talk about authenticity. Authenticity is the father of trust. Trust in a relationship is how you convert. It's how
No, you can be authentic, but you don't have to share your entire life on the internet. Privacy is incredible, and a lot of times in these MLM companies, they say be authentic, you're not going to be successful, and it ends up pushing people to share more information than they're comfortable doing. It's not just about I would say authenticity isn't even necessarily a foundational piece of communicating and connecting with people on the internet. What do you want to do? What are your three core values of what you want to do with your brand? I'll read you mine. I will read you mine because I'm nervous and I forget stuff when I'm talking. So my 3 things are education, and this is not like perfect because I need to pare it down even more, but I want to fight exploitation. I want to help decode manipulation. I want to equip your empathy through education. And that's my main thing on my Instagram. That's what I want to do here on YouTube. I don't want to continue to say being emotional is bad. I want to say, let's equip our empathy together with education in the MLM space or in the commentary space or whatever we're talking about. That's like some of my core things. So education, and there's a whole list that you can pick for yourself. You'd want to pick 3. And then you're going to say, is my content supporting what I want to do on my channel, on my Instagram? And maybe you need to see and you need to figure out who that is by creating who is the person that you're talking to. And you're like, well, I talk to a lot of people. Who's the main person that you're talking to? I hope someday that I'm able to talk to people who are still in multi-level marketing, and it maybe be a safe enough place here that they want to stick around and kind of lurk from the shadows and see what's up and know, like, you know what? I hope that uncovering this in Optavia helps people better advocate for themselves. Oh my God, ask ChatGPT to help you make it more succinct. Yes. Trying to read all your chats. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to share everything I'm going on medically. That doesn't mean that you have to either. It has to say, what I'm doing, is it educating? Is it in the education space? Is it in the education space? Are people actually learning stuff? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Are we learning together and equipping our empathy through education, saying like, yeah, our feelings, and also let's create an incredible infrastructure with education so we can be empowered to engage with people in MLMs or out of MLMs and not weaponize stuff against other people. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just press play.
How you build pipelines. I feel like my responsibility today, and what my intention is, I love
Hi,
giving
Sherry.
intentions. My intention is to help guide you to do that. So what's interesting is we hear Maxwell talk about the fact that in the cycle, there's steps. Do you guys remember the steps? There was a testing phase. But in order to test, what was the first phase? We have to start. How many of you need to start, and you know you need to start? How many of you are not creating, you're absorbing? How many of you? Today we're gonna start. In fact, we're gonna stand up right now together. Everybody stand up, and we're gonna do a creator challenge. This is 60 seconds. We just learned about authenticity, so I want you to be you. I want you to be true. There are no rules. I want you to go for 60 seconds. You could go live if you want to. You could do a TikTok dance, whatever it is you want to do. 60 seconds, turn on that video camera, turn on that money maker, and I want you to create right now and talk about what Level Up has done for you. Are we ready? 3, 2, oh yeah, someone said.
Doug told them to put it in airplane mode, so how are they going to take it out of airplane mode so fast?
Oh, we're doing this now? Yeah, we're doing it right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
They're going to play the music. Oh my gosh, she's still going.
Are we live?
Oh my god, the music. Oh hell.
All right.
WFG is the worst.
Lock down the lives.
The kazoo music is because Kevin Tinter, who's in this conference, told the person who was doing the... Oh, here's an announcement. I'm not calling anyone out. The kazoo needs to stop. So I'm never going to not play kazoo music when I'm watching Optavia stuff now, especially Kevin Tinter, because he was being an a-hole about it. I was also playing it over the music that had 𝐔𝐄𝐒𝐄. I wish you could see me bopping along to that kazoo.
Wrap it up. Here's a few more questions for you as you wrap up your content. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. What did that feel like? Give me some words. I want one word. What did it feel like for some of you?
Far, but
and
it's
let's
gonna
be
look
honest.
Good eventually.
Scary. Empowering. Exhilarating. Confused. Somebody said confused, right? Amazing.
Vibing to kazoo music.
Some of you are motivated. Some of you are nervous. Some of this is
Hi,
natural
Stevie.
for you. You know, Maxwell talked about how many times he spoke on stage. I make the association to swimming. So if you ever, do you remember when you first swam? Do you remember holding on to the little...
When I was in Optavia, I way overshared and then was asked to train because I was the staple, authentic person. You can be authentic without oversharing. Yep. You absolutely can. Danielle, when the beat dropped, I was full on hands in the air.
little blue kickboard and you had to kick your feet. But now we jump into a pool and we don't think about the mechanics of how to hold our breath or move our arms, right? So the more you do it, the more consistent you are, the easier it gets. The other thing I know is that where there is confusion, there is always failure. So I want to give you a guide. I want to give you a little step-by-step guide that's going to have you more confidence in your ability to create, more confidence in your ability to make connections and build relationships. Does that sound good? Okay, this is just a little background of my experience. Traditional broadcast, I did television, radio, I worked for iHeart for 15 years. I built an agency, sold an agency, worked with really cool big brands. And so what I learned in all of that is the order of importance. So as we start to construct, as we start to learn how to create better content and make better connections, the number one thing we need to think about is data, information, informs the strategy.
I don't hate it.
Strategy informs the creative. Okay, so the information informs what we do, the strategy, and that strategy informs the creative. This is creative. Okay, there was some information that needed to tell us how to build out that structure, how to organize it. That told us what to do when we picked up our phones. So let's go through what that looks like. This is essentially marketing. People think marketing's really difficult.
It's complicated.
A lot of smoke and mirrors. I don't really understand. I hear a lot of buzzwords, funnels and paid media, right? And CPCs and CPRs and CRMs. You hear all these acronyms and you're like, I don't know, I give up. But this is it. You've got your strategic tools, and then you've got your pillars, your strategic tools, and this is where we're gonna spend some time today. We're gonna spend time in building out the data to inform your strategy so you build better creative together. So if you're taking notes, in the strategic tools, you've got your brand house, that's who you are, your target audience, who are you talking to, and then you've got the KPIs. Where are we going? Why are we going there? Understanding the map of what we're trying to create together. Once you have strategic tools, now we go to market. Where do we go to market? Simple. 3 pillars: owned, paid, earned. There's nothing else. That's it. Owned, paid, and earned. I call that the playground. That's where we get to play. Owned, paid, and earned.
I did these leaves wrong.
So let's go into the strategic tools really quick. Number 1, the brand house. Who are you? If you don't know who you are, I can guarantee you when you pick up this phone, when you get on camera, when you create a Zoom.
We have to do some more value than this. Oh my God. He's not totally wrong. I'm going to pull something up. If you don't know how to do this, that's fine. We're going to, oh my God, do I have it in this one? ANN. Which one is it? Which one is it? I'm not going to show you this, but you can write it down or repeat this. I don't care. When when your 3 core beliefs depend on 2 things, you and your audience. Okay. So whether you're a business person like me on the internet running their mouth, Danielle who has a business but also is someone who is doing her individual like branding, which is a little bit different. Or you could be an author, you could be an artist, whatever. Get a piece of paper, divide it in half. Use on one side, your audience is on the other side. Under you, what are you passionate about? I like advocating for people. I like helping them not get exploited. I also like helping businesses with their graphic design stuff, their branding, stuff like that. I don't get to do that anymore, but that's what I used to do. Okay? So what are you passionate about? What do you want to share? What does your brand represent? Okay? That's on you side. On your audience side, think of your audience avatar. And if you haven't ever done this, you need to do one. What do they need and want from you? My audience avatar for YouTube is I am hoping to find people who have gotten out of multi-level marketing. I'm also hoping to find people who are still in multi-level marketing and are looking to figure out what the hell is going on. I feel stuck and I don't feel like I can leave. And maybe they find my content and they can gently leave if they want to. Or they can advocate for themselves better after they find my content. What pains do you want to solve? The information control in the MLM industry. That's one of mine. Okay? So let's say you're a realtor. What are you passionate about in the realtor space? What do you want to share? Probably that you're selling homes or the great relationship you have with your clients as they are looking to buy homes. And what does your brand represent as a realtor? And your audience, you would probably need to find out their age. If they have kids, it would probably depend on the type of house that you're looking, or condo or apartment that you're willing to sell. Your all the things. You would need to look at your audience avatar first. But what pains do you solve for your audience? So let's say you're a realtor and you only sell homes to people who are between the ages of 40 and 65, who still have kids at home, who make between $100,000 and $200,000 a year, who are second-time home buyers. You got to be super specific. Anyways, so that's the core belief, and he's talking a little bit about it, but it's not. You don't need to talk in this big, heady kind of space for the people that they're trying to help do social media in Optavia. Sorry, I'm done. My platform, I'm done. I'm done. Play.
When you make a connection, they don't know who you are. So we got to learn. We got to learn who we are. We got to get organized. So what does that look like? That's you being more intentional about why you do what you do versus what you do. Maxwell uses that word a lot too, transformation.
Let me know when your book comes out.
Transaction. When we talk about what we do, it's transactional. How do we build, using our authentic self, better relationships? We talk about why we do what we do. You guys hear that? Why we do what we do. So to understand that, this is a simple way to break out who you are. Why do you do what you do? That's the big idea. Once you understand why you do what you do, start to build this out for yourself. By the way, there's no strategy. If you say, I have a strategy, there's no strategy if it's in your head. Okay? You've got to put a plan in place. Why? Because you're never going to scale your brain. Your brain is not a scalable thing, right? In business, that's an idea. It's not scalable till we write it down, track it, optimize it, measure it, and recreate it, much like the cycle going up, right? We got to put the information down. The next piece is your brand position. There's a lot of people, true or false, there's a lot of people that do what you do. We hear that? How are you different? Why would I want to talk to you, work with you, believe you, trust you, connect with you, convert with you, if I know thousands of other people that do the same thing you do, and I've heard it before? How are you different? Understand this. This is one sentence. This is not complicated. Who are you and why are you different? The next piece is your attributes. That's the way we want the consumer to feel in any interaction with us. In any interaction or engagement, how do you want them to feel? This is your brand.
Come on.
Have you ever heard somebody say, oh, that's so off-brand? What they're saying is, you're so unauthentic to yourself.
No.
That doesn't.
No. It means that you are not talking about things that you are saying that you're talking about. Or, you know what? I freaking love purple. I love purple a ton. And you know what a complementary color of purple is? Yellow. That's why I use purple and yellow a lot on my stuff, because the complementary, here, I'll just say, color wheel. We'll just go to the color wheel real quick. You know why I do? Here we go. Oh my God. Why are you not? I'm going to have to take a screenshot. I'm sorry to do this. Open, link, open, download link file, open image in new tab. All right, whatever. Look, I like purple. I like yellow. Yellow is complementary to purple, okay? We're talking about colors here because I think in color. When I was ragging on WFab, they were doing split complementary, which I thought looked awful because they weren't just doing split complementary, which means the green and orange would be complementary to purple. They were also using yellow which could you use both? Sure. I think they should have stayed with orange. When you're doing color off branding, that means maybe I start doing stuff in other colors, but they're talking about stuff people actually do that's off brand. Let's say you only talk about cooking on your channel, or I don't know what would be off brand. Danielle, I need help. They're talking about stuff that you're actually talking about. Oh, that's so off brand. I don't know a good example because I'm so nervous right now. I'm trying to think of an example. But it's like if you go to someone for knitting and they do like knitting vlogs and crochet vlogs and knitting tutorials and crochet tutorials, and then they started to do computer tutorials. That maybe that's off-brand. But most of the time when people say, oh my gosh, that's off-brand, they don't say it in a good way because people are used to coming to a channel for certain content. Let me tell you this. I have not decided. I think that I'm probably going to start doing some child exploitation stuff. Some of the people I have brought up about doing that is maybe making people feel a certain way. Here's the thing. Most people here like the anti-multi-level marketing commentary. And I've done a little bit of other people, but most of the time it's that. And I don't expect people to feel the same way about child exploitation that I feel. Some people do, some people don't. So if we were going to add another piece of the conversation to the type of commentary I do on my channel, I would need to start with potentially something that the audience cares about and then pair that with child exploitation, i.e., someone who's exploiting their kids who's in multi-level marketing. Brooke Kristen is potentially one of those people. She's in Young Living. In my opinion, and I haven't decided yet because I've been watching this person for the past 5 months, fathering autism may be another person. I haven't decided yet. That is something that you would need to ebb slowly into to add another leg of commentary onto my channel because I've kind of grown on anti-multi-level marketing commentary. I don't know. Hello, Shelby. Oh my God, Danielle's answering my question and oh, thank you, Stevie. Like if you all of a sudden started talking about your fashion choices on your Instagram story. Yes. OOTD. Yes. Technically, if all we need is mindset, wouldn't we be able to scale our brain? Yep. If WFAB started talking about knitting or sewing, yes. Jesse Lee Ward being humble, that would be off-brand. Yes. Yes. It's my pet peeve. My friends don't get it. Kids in Hollywood get more rights and protection. Yes, they do. So it's just so if you are going to add something to your brand, if you're going to add something to your channel, you have to pair it with something that your audience cares about because sometimes you're an enigmatic, charismatic person. I'm not those things. It is sometimes easier for people to get on board with a shift if the person is like an influence level person or who is pretty and does their makeup in their hair and they've got like natural magnetism. It's more difficult for people like me. And that's not a bad thing. It's just something that you have to think about. You need to be strategic and careful about it because it does take nuance to add something on your channel. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
That doesn't go along. That's not the principles of why you do what you do. That isn't the way we want people to feel when they connect with you. So you can start to outline this with your brand pillars, making commitments, taking action, all of those things that you want to do with your brand. This is you. The second piece is, who are they? So if you're taking notes, there's two really important things to think about.
Friend counter
who am I? And who are they? And I mean intimately, who are they? Intimately, who am I? Truly understanding your brand, truly understanding who are we talking to. Have you ever heard that quote before? To know me is to love me. If you want to earn trust, people want to feel known, right? Are we really
this is a bad color choice.
helping people lose
I'll
weight?
do black.
Right? Or are we giving them hope? What is it that we're actually doing? What is it that we're actually listening to? And how are we making them connect with us in a way that they feel heard? So let's get detailed about who they are. I spent 2 years working for Starbucks pumpkin spice latte, believe it or not. The millennials would call it PSL for short. So I'm going to give you an example of how Starbucks determined who is the drinker of a pumpkin spice latte. Why did they do that? Because the marketplace became very crowded. McDonald's had a pumpkin something, Dunkin' Donuts got a pumpkin something, Yankee Candle got a pumpkin something, Durex condom got a pumpkin something. They did, right? They did. So it was our job, when this marketplace was saturated with pumpkin spice, to figure out who is the core consumer of the pumpkin spice latte. Somebody bought that, I know. Somebody was like, I had that. But they're still laughing about it. So pumpkin spice needs to find the core consumer. Why? Because when we don't know who we're talking to, do you know what we do? Wide net. Anybody and everybody who wants to change their life, right? I want to spearfish. I want to talk right. I want to get intimate, right down eye to eye. Because what that does is it shortens your sales cycle. They feel known, they feel heard, they feel loved, they feel understood, they trust you, and they move forward faster. So I want to determine who it is. So we spent 6 months and a couple $1 million doing research, all kinds of data points, lots of interviews, lovers, haters. And ultimately, this is what happened. We sat in Howard Schultz's office in the Sears building at the Starbucks headquarters, and we said, Howard, today we want to introduce you to the drinker of a pumpkin spice latte. Now, her name is Heather, and she's excited today because for the first time, the temperature has dropped just below 71 degrees. Right? And she has a beautiful pair of Ugg boots that she bought on layaway from the year before because she's got college debt she's still paying off. But she's excited to put them on because it's 71 degrees. And she's already planned out exactly what Starbucks she's going to go to because it's the first sip of the season. She's called her best friend and said, meet me in 15 minutes. I'm going to walk down a few blocks and we're going to have this first sip of the season together. And as she's walking out, she feeds the dog, she walks downstairs, she goes down the block, she meets her friends. She's got these fingerless gloves and this tree with one leaf that's changing colors, and she's got that perfect Instagram shot with her PSL, right? She's going to document every step of this process. Why? Because she wants to be on the good side of FOMO, right? She doesn't want to be the one to find out that pumpkin spice launched and she wasn't the first to have that sip. She documents. Why? Because she's an influencer in her circle. She's not a trendsetter, but she's an influencer within her circle.
I don't agree with that.
And it's at that moment that Heather's sitting there and she wraps those fingers around that drink that she determines it isn't even the flavor of a pumpkin spice. It's the feeling that she gets and the memories she gets to share with her friends and the documentation of that process and social that she really loves. It's the adventure, right? It's the association to a beverage and a season she loves. And that's the emotion. But the real emotion that we found was that she wanted to be first. So what if we didn't announce pumpkin spice? And a month before the drink launches, we dark post. We segment the CRM, and we only email this demographic, Heather. And we only show digital ads to someone who fits Heather's personality. Hey, it's not out yet, but if you use this secret code, you can have the first sip of the season before anyone else. It was 22% increase in sales from the year before. Follow this. Before the beverage launched to the public. The whole season, 22% increase in sales. Why?
Because you know who you're talking to.
We talk directly to the consumer. My question is, as you hear this story, is who are you talking to? And how well do you know them? And how fast do you make those connections? Really understanding when we did this, who were we talking to? How did we get their attention? Real quick point on data. I'm not gonna turn this into like a boring data conference or anything, but data is something that I'm super passionate about, so I'm just gonna make this point. Anybody know these numbers? Walmart's revenue, $572 billion, up against Amazon's $469 billion. If you've seen these numbers before, you would easily say, well, Walmart's in the lead, right? Big behemoth, it's been around a long time. Context and contrast. Growth. COVID. 22% increase in Amazon, 2%, right, in Walmart. Now who's winning? Amazon is expected to surpass Walmart in the next 3 years. Walmart's working very hard, making lots of investments. They know exactly where their weak points are. But why is Amazon winning? Why? Convenience? Data. Someone knows my word. That's my love language. Somebody said data. It's data, right? Here's the truth. They know you better than you know you. They have 862 data points on you. They understand you. My daughter's out of diapers. They showed up at the door. I didn't even know she was out of diapers. Right?
It's not the same.
They did not invent Alexa to play music. They learned the behaviors in your house to sell you more things. Okay? So this is why data is so important. Right now, in the billion-dollar company space, it's a data war. Who has more information? Why? Because they want to know you more. They want to make connections faster. They want to super serve you. I will be the first one to put a chip in my arm and just scan it and buy things. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm all right with it. But let's get down to it. Let's put a content blueprint together, because I've been talking up here. I've been talking, 40,000 feet in the air. Let's get down to actually putting some of this to use and getting some takeaways. Are we learning so far? Is this good? Okay, good. If you said no, I don't know what I would do. I'm sorry. It was just not going to happen. It's easy. Data and science. This is data and science.
Another pet peeve of mine. If you're asking a question on social media that you don't really want the answer to, and you're manipulating people into participating in your question because you just want the engagement, just stop doing that. Give someone the opportunity to have a little bit of control if you are going to put the question box up there. For example, I don't remember exactly what I did a few weeks ago. I did a question poll on something for streaming. It might have been for a cover. No, it was for a background for the Zoom snoop we did with the collaborators. And I had both of those backgrounds in my cart. I took a screenshot and I said, which one do you want to have for the background? And I waited until I had enough time before the stream to download it. Oh, I messed it up again. And I did what everyone voted to do. Why? Because I don't ask questions that I'm not looking for an actual answer to. Why would you manipulate people and only use them for engagement? I don't get it. I'm using their alcohol markers. Their watercolor felt tip pens. They were relatively cheap at Hobby Lobby. Look, I know some of y'all hate Hobby Lobby. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of options where I'm at, okay? I just needed markers. Sorry. I'm sorry, I know. It's hard for me to read and talk at the same time. They are... If you don't like supporting Hobby Lobby, I get that. Go to... They were $8.99 for the 8 felt for the fine tips. They're called Fine Line Marabou. You can get them online. I know there's a lag because there's normal latency, so sorry. Let me get a link. Non-affiliate. They are called Marabou markers. They have them on Amazon. Here you go. 12 watercolor pen markers. Here you go. It should be a link. Oh, I don't think it's a link. Hold on. How do I do this? Oh my God. How do I share this? Share. Copy link. Here we go. Yep. Here's the Amazon link. There's the Amazon link. They might have them at Michael's too. Okay. Sorry, guys. Thank you for getting my attention. I need to put the chat sounds on the board. Sorry, everybody. Thank you. I know that's annoying when I'm not looking at the chat.
The two together. 49% of salespeople, half this room stand up. Everyone here stand up. Over here on this side stand up, and then half from here over stand up. Just as an example. Even in the balconies here, stand up here. Will not these in particular, this is just a visual example, will not hit their sales goal in any organization. Almost half of an organization will not hit the sales goal. Okay? All right, you can sit down. I know you guys will crush it in particular. I don't mean you specifically. But here's what we know. So when you know that these numbers, half the sales organization are going to do it, what can we use in our favor? What tools, tactics, and techniques can we do to hit those sales goals faster? Here's another data point. A 70% increase in conversions when we are face-to-face. Am I face-to-face right now? You trust me more than if you were watching a live stream, I promise you. When I say face-to-face, I don't mean in person. When I say face-to-face, I mean when they see your face. I don't know who's posting graphics and crazy Easter eggs and rainbow gifts and all kinds of funny things, but I'm telling you, that stuff doesn't convert. You convert. They want to see you. So what do? We create some impact. Okay, this is if you're how many of you taking notes right now?
This is recorded.
This will be the most valuable thing I'm going to give you today. This is if you follow this to a T, you can.
You know, that's another pet peeve of mine. People are going to figure out what the most valuable thing is that you told them on their own. You don't need to tell them what's valuable. They can do that themselves. I'm going to fix these. I'm just working on it. I know it looks messy right now, but I'm just working on it. I'm just getting the main colors done.
Leave right now and create higher engagement in your content. This isn't okay, I'm going to apply this. It's going to be 3 weeks later. I mean, right now, if you apply this technique, you will create more success in your content. So impact, the first piece to the structure. The average time a user watches video on Instagram, what is it? 2.
Your goat gift does not
2
convert.
seconds. So take your phone out again.
You know
We're going to do
what?
this again. Phone out. Take
Here's
your
my
finger.
non-converting goat
And
gift.
everybody count with me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
I'm just going to be
1, 2.
this guy. It's giving me anxiety.
That's how much time you have. Hey, everybody. Isn't it gorgeous today? I'm here in Phoenix, and this Level Up conference, I'm learning so much.
Hello, Sammy.
Right? Am I right? Am I right? So here's something interesting I'll teach you. Those are called pleasantries. Some of you laughing because you're doing it, right? Okay. That's okay. Hey, we're going to learn, right? We're going to learn, right? That's the cycle. Fail, right? And then we go up, right? So
I lied. It worked for me.
pleasantries are something that we do in person. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Oh, where are you from? Oh, very cool, right? So we make content and we do the same thing. It doesn't resonate in content. We don't have the attention span. It doesn't work. We got to break the bad habit of pleasantries and social.
It's not just about that. And look, if you need to figure it out, you can just practice. You can just practice. You can just freaking practice. No one, and if people unfollow you because they're irritated by you, that's fine. That's fine. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. Here's the best thing. Don't ask questions that you don't want answers to. And don't ask hard questions. People don't want to choose the answer that is negative. Okay? So they will not participate in a poll if they are less likely to participate in a poll if the answer is like no, or they think that it might hurt your feelings if they say the negative one. So if you're going to ask something, ask it in a way that it can be two positives so that they feel like it's easy to participate and the answers are easy for them. And the question box, it's not as easy for people to put questions in unless you have huge influence. Sometimes they do. Danielle has much bigger influence than I do. What an infantilizing troglodyte. 1, love it. Vocabulary, incredible. Love it so much. Part of what he's saying is not bad. It misses the mark though, because there's some people that are trying to learn how to grow their business through social media, and it's hard. So I don't know. Danielle's given a bunch of tips. I don't think my audience here is trying to grow their social media, but when it comes up to debunk stuff like he's saying, I'll comment on it. Use the anonymous box by NGL. People are unhinged and will ask anything. Great point, Danielle. Yes, baiting them into something. The communities I'm in are usually filled with neurodivergent and ADHD people, and we are all way too honest. I love honesty.
Get to the point. Make an impact. Okay? You're feeling bad about yourself, and you've lost hope to get up and do that thing that you wanted to do today, and I know what it is. There's 3 things that you're doing that are causing you to do that right now. That's impact. That's getting people's attention, right? But I can only say that because I know who I'm talking to. If you don't know who you're talking to, by the way, how do I know who I'm talking to? How many of you have clients right now? How many of you have people that you're helping? Okay? That's data. Go back and talk to them. Hey, can we have a coffee? Can we have a lunch? Can we have a call? Ask them questions. What do you do? When do you do it? What time do you wake up? Why did you make that decision? Who did you check with before you made that decision? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel bad? Start to study. Look for the trend line. Look for the trend line. Okay, we're going to roll through this really quick. So impact, first 2 seconds, make an impact. Second thing we need to do, value proposition. You got my attention. Now you need to create value. Because I guarantee you, if you get my attention and then you don't give me value, what happens next time you get my attention? Gone. So if you want to build rapport and trust, don't just get attention, okay? Get attention, add value. Value proposition. What is the value? Hey, here's 3 things so that you don't feel bad and you don't feel hopeless anymore. Here's the value. I'm going to give you the value.
Diesel.
Credibility.
Hello.
Once again, there's a lot of people that do what you do. Why are you the one to do it for me? I've helped people before. In fact, Doug helped me, right? He's given me advice and he's motivated me and it's changed my life. Third-party validation, some ways to get credibility. Third-party validation, numbers, data, that all helps. Call to action. Arguably, the most important thing that you're going to do is to tell them what to do next. Where do you want them to go? And don't be transactional in nature. Don't call me, DM, click this, call here, right? Give. I want to give you something. Give.
You know what?
Your call to action. So transform. Don't
Okay, I don't use this account anymore because it made me too sad and all of my Young Living people were still on it. I'll read you my bio. And this is a bio that I got people who didn't follow me. I would get tens of DMs a day for plant help, okay? I said, I'm a reformed plant killer trying to live a full, healthy life with minimal effort. I kill plants so you don't have to. DM me for help. And in the little darkened area on Instagram, I had my name and I had plant helper. And I would get random people asking me for help because of my bio and because it was searchable. And it told people where to go so that they could get help. And my whole profile was helping people with their plants or showing plants or doing stuff like that. So it was trying to create a space. If people needed help with their plants, they could go to and they could ask me questions and I would answer their questions in DMs. And I would do lives and videos on how to do that. I'm sunburnt, tired as balls, and semi-intoxicated. Oh, welcome back. So when he's saying call to action, don't do all this stuff, it's like, no. It should be searchable and you can tell people where that you're willing to help them at. In mine, it was DMs. And I have to fix my one on Instagram because it's mostly just propped up right now. I can fix it and tell people where they're going to hang out. No, Clown Town's incredible. I was trying to tell people to go over there. DeeCee, you are so much better at social media than you think you are. Oh, cool. It's autumn, Natalie. In Sweden, we got something called 𝐔𝐒𝐄, which references that you get together with friends and family for coffee and cake. You don't do it with total strangers. So getting accepted would work, I guess.
Exact, transform, give, stop asking, give. I could give you tons of examples. We're going to end on this. Ultimately, we talked about failure with John Maxwell, right? Here's why we're all going to fail if we do these things. 90% will fail from lack of action, just going. He used the word fail fast. I say get it wrong to get it right. If you don't start, you're never going to learn.
That's true.
You got to just go. Fear of failure.
But people need to know how to do stuff.
So many times when we do this, guess what we're afraid of? The people closest to us.
Losing friendships.
Right? What are they going to think? I'm an influencer now? Right? Your ex-boyfriend, he still watches. Right? Your co-workers, when you quit that job to start your new career. Right? They're not, guess what? They're not your customers. And you're afraid of them. Perfection over progress. Once again, just go. And then the last thing is, how can we build true, authentic relationships?
Hey, Echo.
How can we earn
Tish.
trust, understand who we are,
okay,
understand
thank
who
you.
they are?
Thank you,
and
Natalie.
Let's build that trust faster, convert more deals, build that pipeline out, and build legacies that we all dreamed of doing to help more people.
I rate it by myself. Hey, Harper.
Thank you guys so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Hold on. Here's the kids. Is this the kids? Oh, the
I
kids.
always knew I grew up a little bit different than most people. Here's today on the ranch. I knew I was a hard worker. I loved to help people, and I knew I was creative. And I thought, how cool would it be if I could help build and create content for online business owners that would help them stand out and sell more products or services. At the age of 19, I launched my first ever brand agency. I remember hopping on the plane to Florence, Italy for my first brand client session, and my life was forever changed. We have worked with tens of thousands of people in over 70 countries, helped them build,
we're just trying to get
launch,
right up to
and
the
scale
kids
their
session.
brands online. If you take anything out of my story, know that one yes can create a generational legacy. And it does not matter where you grew up. You have been chosen to show up and build a whole new world for yourself. Are you ready?
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Brody Pearson.
Whoops. Still music. Okay.
My heart's
No, you're
pumping.
good, Tish.
I'm out of breath, but first things first. Do you guys know of anybody that could refer me to a health coach in here? Give me a little health on point. Just kidding. Well, you guys, I'm just so grateful to be here today and just to be here with you guys. I think it is so cool. I've been in the Optavia
Tish.
family. I'm not a direct coach, but
Oh, it's my music because Kevin Tinter told the person to stop using the kazoo that there's to stop using it. And so I found all the kazoo sounds to play over the music that will get me slapped on YouTube. Natalie Fika, I know that word well. When visiting friends in Sweden, they taught me that word several times a day. Someone would yell Fika and we'd take a coffee and cake break. This guy's from Amari Global? Yes. This is my... That's my kazoo as well? That's on my kazoo as well? I went crazy. I mean, I went wild.
Wait a minute. Who are you? Yeah, I like the kazoo.
Yes,
Me
those-
too.
So we have a whole kazoo column now for Kevin Tinter.
I've been watching what you guys have built and create for the last 3 years, and it's just incredible. And what John Maxwell was saying was, it all starts with the leaders. And so
This guy is
getting to know
Brody
people
Pearson.
Like Doug and Tia, the Joneses, Leslie, the Tinters, the Valentines. I just want to give all of you guys just a round of applause. I've never seen a more loving, a more passionate community. And it's all of you, anybody that I meet. So give your guys...
What are you talking about? A more loving and passionate community? Do you know what happens in the secret in the secret dark places when they don't think anyone's looking to the people who tried to leave Optavia? Sorry, I know I was not talking to my microphone. I ruined it again. I need to get a blending one. I'm going to have to fix this. Kazoos. Kazoos. Yes. I'm sure Danielle's never going to stream with me again.
Yourself a round of applause. It's truly incredible. It's truly incredible. And, there's a lot of talk today and throughout this whole weekend around generational legacy. And so I always like to say, what am I going to thank myself for today in 3 to 5 years from now? All of you in here, ask yourself, what am I going to thank myself for today, for being in this room, in this atmosphere, getting yourself here? What am I going to thank myself for 3 to 5 years from now? Now, a little bit about my story you've seen. I think it's always awesome showing highlight reels, but if you look at my legacy, it started hundreds of years ago.
Harper.
When one of my great-great-grandmas
I just, you try to like boil down stuff on paper, and I'm just thinking, wow, I ran into Danielle on the internet, and now I play a bunch of kazoo stuff and lint roll my microphone in most of my streams. I'll lint roll everything, and it's like I've got technical difficulties in a lint roller and a lot to say, you know? I would love to stream with you, Harper. I would love to stream with you. Let me know when you're free. In 3 to 5 years from now, I hope most of them are out of Optavia in honor of John Maxwell. Amen to that.
I decided to come over to Canada and start up a ranch. And so where are my rural people at? Look at that. And so it's so interesting what we have been able to build as a family because of our ancestors. And the same thing goes with you guys. What are you going to thank yourself today in 3 to 5 years from now? So I always show my incredible sisters on there. 2 of them are here with me today. One of them in the audience. Give them a shout out. I love you guys. And it's just been so cool. My other sisters are currently in Houston, Texas right now at the NRG Stadium. 70,000 people, and they're performing. So I say all of this to say the closest grocery store to our family, 45 minutes away.
Good night, Kirsten.
I was the only person in my class. I'm not homeschooled. We had 60 kids, kindergarten to grade 12. And you want to know what the best part is? I was the student of the
Still
month
waiting for the Lindell
every
stream.
single month.
Hi, Tanya.
It had some perks. But we are just surrounded by the most incredible people, the most incredible wisdom. Thank you. Give a massive shout out to Bach and Ryan. How amazing are they?
He was making a note that his sisters were performing at NRG Stadium because the rodeo goes on in Houston, I think end of February through March. So they may be racing horses. If y'all don't know, it's one of the biggest rodeos. Let me see when it was. It's called the Houston Rodeo. Ouch. So this was going on when they were. It's the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. It's 29th February through 19th March, so it's over already. But that's what he was talking about because he grew up on a farm. You can win some big money doing it.
So good. So if you're listening to Ryan.
Listen. Oh, wrong thing.
Listen, I was homeschooled. I feel like mostly I'm normal. I'm just a weeping willow. I was homeschooled because when I was younger, my sister was getting bullied in school, so I got pulled out with my sister anyways. And then, I went back to public school in 7th and 8th grade. Then I homeschooled until I graduated because I was playing tennis.
He was talking all about who you are and showing up as that. And so I'm a rural ranch kid, and I chose to show up every single day. That's why I'm here today. And then you heard from Buck. Who are you for? Getting very specific on who it is that you're speaking to.
I'm just joking about homeschooling.
I want to kick it up a notch, and I want to talk to you guys about how to level up your social.
I was just snarking a little bit because we always when we were kids, we would be like, Dad, we can't be those homeschoolers. Can everyone see? I can see it. I think I can see Danielle's. Like the Calgary Stampede of Houston. Yes. No, I wasn't trying to pick on you. I was trying to be funny and like poke, at myself. I was just trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to pick on you, Mia. I wish I went to public school. No, Mia, I was just trying to poke fun at myself. I wasn't trying to pick on you, and I'm sorry if I in trying to do that I didn't do it successfully, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm very sorry.
Boom boom, everybody say way ho.
I'm just trying not to cry.
Hey.
So I really do mean that.
No
I'm sorry.
nap time, I'm telling you. You can count on one thing, it's joy and fun. So we're gonna get our strategic thinking hats on, and we're gonna really talk about how to level up social. Okay, but here's the thing I want you to know, is I believe wisdom is our most powerful asset that we have. And so we need to understand what is happening in the marketplace right now. So the marketplace has changed. You're probably seeing it all over the media, recession, inflation, but here's what I want you to know. There has never been more millionaires made in recessions. More millionaires are made in recessions because tough times make tough and creative people. And so all of you right now have the opportunity to show up. And I loved your opening session, how vulnerable you guys got. Mark my words.
That was strategic.
Those of you 3 to 5 years from now that are here still, planting seeds like John was saying. Watch the harvest that happens. Number 2, the way people consume content and social media has changed. How many of you have noticed maybe what you've done in the past isn't quite as effective as it used to be, right? Let's see a raise of hands. Okay, look at. So the way social media has changed. But here's what I want you to know. I always love to bring people good news, is there has never been more opportunity. I hope that excites you. It is wild that we can reach millions and millions of people on this little device.
Hello,
So I'm talking to somebody today who might be a little bit afraid of social media. That's okay. But here's what I want you to know. By you not showing up, there's people waiting for you, waiting for your video, waiting for your reach out. Now, I always like to back things up with data. I always like to look at things. And what I want you to read here, if you can't see it, but what's the current size? Did you guys know that we are all a part of one of the fastest growing economies? And it is called the creator economy. You are a creator, and you are part of a creator economy.
No way.
From 2019 to the end of 2022, this has doubled. So mix this with the health and wellness space. You guys, you are in growing industries right now, and people need your help more than ever.
Oh my God.
You see it? I hope so. So what I want to talk about today, I think we can always get overwhelmed about this strategy, or is it TikTok, is it Reels, is it Facebook? I think there's 2 keys that I would love all of you to understand so that you guys can show up. How many of you want to simplify social media so you can show up every single day with confidence and reach the people that you want to reach?
Homeschool requires so much extra. I get that. There's great tools in school for people too.
The first thing that I want you to understand is you are a media company. Have you ever thought of that? Each and every single one of you are a media company. What's your name? Mark, you are a media company. What's your name? Kim, you are a media company. Every single one of you in here are a media company. What is a media company?
It's hard to...
A media company is somebody who shows up and produces content.
Focusing.
And you are showing up every single day. Here's the thing about media companies. Right now, they have the most attention in the world. So now it's time to take that into your hands. So the first thing I think it's so important to understand is whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Facebook,
100%, Daniel.
whether you're on Instagram, or whatever platform comes out in the future, if you can understand this slide right here, you will understand how to win on any platform. Because people go through 3 stages before becoming a client. First things first is awareness. People become aware of you. The second thing, they're like, I like what he's saying, but I want to evaluate. Are they sticking with it? Is this something that I could see myself doing? And if you do this, the sales will come. You won't have to worry about that part. So I want you to think how you got into this room, right? Or even how you joined the Optavia business. You had somebody make you aware of it. You had somebody give you an evaluation, so you're maybe checking it out. Maybe you got on a call for a health assessment, and they're like, yeah, I want to join. You join program, and look at here, you're in this room today. The same thing goes on social media. When someone comes over to your profile, they evaluate you. So here's what I want to encourage. Is we can marry the in-person connection. Nothing is going to beat in-person connection. Can we agree?
Can I say this better than what he's saying? I know people here are here to do the MLM stuff. If you're making content on social media, you're stoking a fire. So being consistent is like adding wood to the fire of what you're doing on social media or YouTube or whatever. So you're consistent about it so that if any of your reels or videos take off, like get traction, that it's not just like a quick flame that burns out. You have a lot of wood already established to keep the fire going, because then people can see, oh my gosh, there's other content I can watch on their channel. Tanya is a good fighter, the best mom ever. Tanya, you're incredible, and I hope that you feel encouraged by the hype in the chat for you, because we are rooting for you. I need to grab a drink real quick, and he's going to be long-winded, so I'm going to put it on this scene right now, and I'm going to press play, and I'll be right back. Play.
Nothing beats the energy of this, but also nothing beats the ability that we have to reach millions and millions of people, and that's through social media. So, I think the biggest thing that I hear people struggle with is I feel like I'm talking to the same person over and over and over. How many of you feel like that? You're ringing up your Aunt Karen to put in her order at the end of the month. You're like, I need this to go up to the next rank, right? And your Aunt Karen's one of those Karens that, is a Karen. Shout out to anybody who's a Karen in here. You're not a regular Karen, you're a cool Karen, all right? We love you. Hey, there's a Karen in here. You're awesome. So there's multiple ways that you can build awareness. But what I want to talk about is something that all of us have access to. And that is the content that we create and how we show up online. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a content blueprint. But what I want you to know is TikTok, Reels, and short-form video have changed the way that we've reached people.
What did I miss?
From the comfort of your home, you can reach tens of thousands of people. From the comfort of your home, you can reach hundreds of thousands of people. From the comfort of your home, you can reach millions of people. The sky is the limit for every single one of you. It's true. I love it. So I believe you need to create 4 types of content to show up as a media company. I'm going to go into each one of them. You can take a picture of this if you'd like. Value and education, journey content, results, and sales, right? How many of you struggle day to day with, I don't know what to post today, right? Show of hands, be honest. All right, you're going to not have that problem anymore. All right? Yeah, I love that. Woo! So value and education. I think this is one of the most important pieces of content that all of you need to understand. Because the way that the marketplace has shifted is if you can create content that speaks specifically to a specific person, thank you, Buck, what happens is you're able to show up for that person and speak directly to that person's problems. So maybe you're somebody who're like, I want to work with women over 50. Your content could talk about the struggles of a woman over 50 losing weight. That could be a content piece. Maybe you're wanting to work with a brand new mom.
Stop targeting moms, please.
What are the struggles a brand new mom who just had a baby is going through? Maybe you're a college student. You guys, how incredible was that yesterday? You have someone who's where's the 24-year-old in here? Yeah. You guys, the next generation, I am telling you here. So I started my business when I was 19. I'm 26 today. But I'm telling you, your kids are watching you right now, and they have one of the most powerful gifts that can be leveraged to build generational legacies right now.
Hello.
So who are you educating to? So the college student, are you talking to the college student and exactly what they're doing to be able to go and lose weight? So that's what you're picking. So that's the first type.
Thank you. It's a fake one from Amazon.
Journey content. This one is so important.
Thank you, guys. That's very kind of you.
How are you sharing your journey?
Y'all.
So for some of you, that's you getting back on your health plan and you showing up every single day, documenting what's amazing, what's not working, something that you're struggling with. Because what is happening right now, there's a massive shift because of TikTok, right? And if that word scares you, don't let it scare you. But what it's doing is on all platforms, the people who are growing right now and reaching millions of people are the ones sharing their journeys and their struggles because people want relatable now more than ever. The other side of that is
relatable without sharing your entire life on the internet. And I would say this as well. You don't have to manipulate people with your stories to make money to be successful online either. And if someone is telling you to do that, maybe reevaluate your relationship with them, your working relationship with them, because I'm not about to get in the middle of shit. Sorry, play.
Is what is something that is funny or relatable that you can share with your ideal client? That's journey content. The third one, results. You guys do this incredibly already in here, but I want to kick it up a notch with you guys because you guys post before and afters, right? And how many of you might be seeing like, this isn't working as effectively?
FTC. FTC to 𝐔𝐿3, FTC to 𝐔𝐿3, cleanup with Optavia before and after photos. If y'all don't follow Robert Frund Law, he was talking that the FTC has increased the fines for deceptive marketing, and before and afters can be deceptive marketing. Yes, Amazon braid. It's not quite the same color because my hair is dark with my silver. But my stuff that's grown out, it's like pretty close to that. You know what I mean? I need to get a darker color. I'm not an artist. And literally this, my sister would cry over this. I'm not an artist. Oh. Stevie, where you at? It's Duolingo time. I just finished Power Hour, lol. FTC. Wait, Clowntown, listen. Listen, Dave in Clowntown, are you ready? Ready? Oh, or whatever. I think he said kazoo. And I was like, I'm okay, if we're gonna fight this, I will never stop fighting your hatred of kazoos. And so I downloaded 6 different ones. I have this one. And I've got that for introducing Kevin Tinter. I've got that one.
Wait a minute.
I've got that one too.
Who are you? Yeah, I like to kazoo. Me too.
I know people don't like it. I'll send it to you, Mia. Yeah, he said kazoo. Okay, good. He said that kazoo needs to stop. Sometimes I get certain stuff in my head and I'm like, did he actually say that? He did. So then I found that online. And this is from Barnes & Noble. It's just letters from Hinkler. It was $7. There's just different. I hate coloring books are not my favorite. This one was okay. So I thought I'll get this one. So I'm just going to go through it. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. We've played it like 1,000,000 times so far. didn't expect to bring kazoos into the anti-MLM creation strategy. He did not expect that. Oh my God. I will never stop fighting your hatred of kazoos. Oh, Stevie, you're awesome. I know they can DeeCee kazoo merch. You know, we've got a lint roller, we've got a kazoo. It's just the most dynamic content on YouTube, honestly. I'm just joking.
Two, right? So some hands went up. I'm telling you, it still works, but I want to kick it up a notch. You have the power
Let me see
to
if
do
I
a
can make
green
this
screen
better.
effect. If you don't know how to do that, I'm going to do a tutorial on my Instagram page. But you have the power to create a green screen. So for example, I have Doug and Tia on there. And you can talk direct to the camera and say, this is my friends, Doug and Tia. This is where they were 12 years ago. Here's where they are today. And here's exactly what they did to get there. Do you see the difference between that, the human connection?
Yeah.
So I'm going to challenge you guys in this
That's
room.
a good
for those of you
point.
posting before and afters, I love it. Keep up with it. But to amp it up this month, to level up this month, talk direct to camera, have a green screen effect behind you, and speak what your client's transformations is.
Yes.
Watch what happens. That's what people are wanting. Sales content. I believe if we take
I got it
care
at
of
Barnes
the
and
first
Noble.
three, the sales will come. But sales
In the coloring
content,
book section.
I look at it a little bit differently.
It was $7.
It's not taking a picture with your product and saying, hey, buy my product. It's how can I invite someone to the next step of the process? So for you, that's your health assessments. For you, that's getting on a Zoom. For you, that's meeting them in person for coffee. How can you move them from awareness from social media into the next step of your guys' buyer process? All right? So your weekly content system, absolutely no excuse. Take a picture of this one. What I want you to see here, though, is I have laid out a content system for you.
This is not the kids stream. We had to cover so much content before the kids stream that I had to do 2 Optavia streams today. I'm on my second Clearly Canadian, if that tells you anything. And we had to do a craft stream because I could not do the Optavia naked, you know? Okay, good night. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope to see you in another stream. Clowntown, what time's the stream tomorrow? I think it's 5 Central, 7? I don't remember. Clowntown. I don't remember. It's sometime tomorrow. It'll be in the evening. It'll be... I'm hoping to eventually do commissions, but I've only done like 6 pet paintings ever, so no, not yet. Hopefully, I don't remember what time the stream is. Let me look. I'm going to look at my phone. Why are we not charging? I'm sorry, we're going to see my cord. Do. Sorry, can I just show y'all one thing? I used to have, my dog used to be on my plant account. And Caspian. And so I'm trying to find the drawing I did of us for my profile picture. Where is it? Anyways, you can kind of see it right there. It's me in a Monstera with my backwards cap and Caspian. You can't really see it though. I'll have to post it in my stories. It was just supposed to be like a placeholder for my sister to draw it, but she was too busy with like school and stuff. It makes me sad to look at this account. So. And this is Caspian in his Tyrannosaurus outfit for Halloween. He hated it so much. And I took it off of him. Like, he's being a good boy. He just didn't like it, you know? And I did a video of him of like, he was also, I know y'all don't like Harry Potter, but you're a wizard, Harry. I know, he was just grumpy. But look, doesn't he look so cute in those glasses? Oh, I can press the picture and make it bigger. Thank you. Oops. It won't let me do it. I'll have to try it later. Oh, maybe I do it from another account. I know, we're just off. We're just off. There we go. It's not a good picture. It's just like behind my foot. It was just like it was just supposed to be a placeholder until. That was my picture. It's just like all my friends were from Young Living followed this account. And I don't talk to him anymore. And so that's why I started my Say Hello to DeeCee account. It's not very like, my sister was supposed to help me, but I didn't. I'm not like a drawer. So.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And what you're probably noticing is like, there's not a lot of sales content on there. Watch what happens if you focus on those 3 types of content. Your sales are gonna go through the roof. The amount of clients that you bring on is gonna go through the roof. It's gonna be incredible. So I think that is one of the most foundational things that you can. But I wanna talk about right now what is working, okay? And so this is not a taser or whatever else you think this might look like, but this is a tripod. You can get this for $30 off of Amazon. And what you can do is I take this with me everywhere, and I am always documenting what I'm doing. Really, really cool. So you can take videos of yourself every day, document what you're doing. Talking directly to camera. How many of you have built in the Facebook Live era? Where you're like, you went live and you're reaching so many people, right? You have the opportunity to talk direct to camera right now with a 1 and 30 less second message and reach way more people. And here's some good news. For all of you that have built on Facebook, Facebook Reels right now are going through the roof. So if you do not have any audience growth on Facebook, double down on short form video, AKA Facebook Reels. That's what's working right now. It's where Instagram Reels was like a 1.5 years ago. So you have a massive opportunity because a lot of people are not creating on there. So action step. What are you guys? You are a become one. Show up
Bubba
for
was
it
serious
every
black for
single
Halloween.
day.
Oh my God, I need the picture.
Every single day. Plant those seeds every single day. Plug into that content system every single week. Watch what happens in 90 days. Watch what happens in 1 year from now. So the second thing that I think is really important to highlight is this.
What?
It's been said a couple times, but I think it's so important to highlight, is you are a relationship company.
Oh my God.
You are a relationship company. Your organization, your sales, your clients, your health coaches, you are a relationship company. So here's the cool thing. If we bring this, I taught you how to bring awareness through the content that you post. You are a media company. Now I'm going to show you a really cool framework that we implemented in all of my businesses in this last 1.5 years. It has been one of the most incredible things for helping people evaluate us. And is this, are you ready? It's called Seen, Heard, and Loved. How many of you are afraid, maybe a little bit, to like reach out? Truly, like to reach out to people and have conversations with people. So you can post content all day, it works, but do you want to amp it up a little bit? Or for those of you maybe who've been posting content and you're like, no one's coming my way, you need to reach out to people. You need to see people, you need to hear people, and you need to love on people. So how does this work? Seen.
I know it doesn't look good right now.
Who can I initiate a meaningful conversation with today? Who do I need to see? Right? There's some people on your mind right now, right? You're probably sitting on a gold mine of people who need to be seen, heard, and loved that have already been engaging and liking on your content. Who can I initiate a meaningful conversation with today? Heard. Who do I need to ask a powerful question to today? Who do I need to hear? So many of you are just going directly for it, and you're not asking powerful questions to people and creating powerful and meaningful relationships. Who do I need to ask a powerful question to today?
Good night, Danielle.
Loved. I think this is one of the
Wait,
most
I forgot what
things.
time is the stream.
Do you know how many people
Amelia,
need to be loved
hello.
on right now? Do you know how many people need to be loved on? So who do I need to send an inspirational or thoughtful message to today? Who do I need to love on today?
Yes, that's the time for the stream.
This one thing has been able to grow my business so much because every single day I'm like, who can I love on today? Who can I encourage
I like
today?
the dark,
Who can I
and
send
I like
this
the blue.
podcast to? They might not become a client or a customer right away, but what I want you to know is 3 to 5 years from that something, when they're in a room full of opportunity, my name gets spoken. The same thing happens with you. So, imagine this. Imagine if every single day you woke up, just like John Maxwell was saying, he has his pillars every day. Who do I need to see today? Who do I need to hear today? Who do I need to love on today? Who do I need to see today? Who do I need to hear today? Who do I need to love on today? And imagine if you did that every single day. I can pretty much bet your business would be at a completely different place 1 year from now if you're at Level Up 2024. It's powerful. So here's my action set for you. I'm challenging you. I'm a numbers guy. Jeremiah 33:3 is one of my favorite Bible verses. So I ask myself every single day, who's 3 people I can see, 3 people I can hear, 3 people who I can love on. And so I want to challenge you
paper, so
to do this.
It's buckling a little bit.
I want to challenge you all to do this in here. It's powerful. It's powerful, powerful stuff. So why this works? I believe there are so many strategies out there, but I think the simplification strategy is the best strategy.
Yes.
So you can show up every single day and ask myself, how can I become a media company? How do I am a relationship company? And whether you're in direct sales, network marketing, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, this will work to build businesses online. This is a winning strategy. So here's what I want to do.
Unfortunately, I like expensive markers that I don't need to like. These are cheap. You can order them on Amazon. I do like alcohol markers, and these are watercolor alcohol markers. Using the loved on language is giving me the ick. Oh my God. Play.
All of you stand up.
Great.
Don't be scared. So I want you to look around this room. I did some math before I came here on stage. So if all of you Buck got you to do a video. If all of you guys took that and produced one piece of content, the average person in here reaches 500 people. Do you know how many people that you guys would reach in here? 1.2 million people today. 1.2 million people. All right? Let's kick it up a notch. If all of you went out of this session today and this afternoon and you've seen 3 people, heard 3 people, and loved on 3 people, that's over 21,000 people. Let's kick it up a notch. In 1 year, the number works out to 7.2 million people. That happens in this room. Yeah, give yourself a clap. Look at this. And so just know that the power is in this room. It is your job to go from this room into your communities, online and offline, and share your message. When a community starts to get healthy, the state starts to get healthy. In Canada, we call it a province.
Copic, yes.
Then the
my
country
dream
starts
markers.
becoming healthy.
Sharpies,
So
yes.
here's what I want to encourage you all today. What would it look like to be bold in showing up? What would it look like to be bold in your reach outs?
100%.
And what would it look like to be bold for the next generation? The next generation needs you now more than ever. My age and younger needs strong leaders, but it starts with all of you. It starts with people like me showing up like this, no matter where you come from, and be bold. Level up, my friends. Love you guys so much.
Okay, this is the kids session. We're here. All right, we're ready for the kids session. We made it. Flippity flop. I will keep working on this in another stream, maybe tomorrow. And we're out of humans. Indeed. Too much sense you're making here, Dave. Thank y'all for joining. We had to get through that so we could get to the right point in the day for the kids stream. And I have to redact all of them tomorrow before the evening. And so the kids stream is going to be 2.5 to 30 minutes. It's going to be an hour to react to tomorrow. So it's probably going to be a 2-hour stream. Thanks for influencing me to color. I had fun. I'm glad you did. We are the worst part. We are at the worst part. Yes. Yes, and Rutro, your puppy is so cute. Modest Hermit, yours as well. Harper's, yours too. All of the puppies in the chat. Dave, we just need your 3 floofy babies in your picture at some point. Wolverine, love your duck, or love that duck. Ov, love the cat. Okay. Oh, I love that. Love that. All right, y'all. I'm going to try to lay down or watch Monk until I fall asleep. Thank you for joining. Take care of yourself. Do something to help you decompress from listening to this. Oh my God, that's Fred. She's my best friend's cat. I love that. I painted her as a gift. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow. I will catch you on the next live stream. Goodbye.